Okay, this is going to be a tier list for PvE. I've ranked these weapons based on the dummy 1 minute pass. So this is gonna represent the boss DPS. And I've only put the meta builds and the ones with the data that are known to us. So basically, currently, the best DPS comp is Crossbow Orb. Now, yesterday there was a 10 million video in 1 minute. And then today there was a 10 million video in like 30 seconds. So potentially it's 20 million a minute for Crossbow Orb. It deserves its own tier. Okay, that looks a little better. Crossbow Orb is fucking ridiculous right now. Most likely to get adjusted, because compared to every other DPS, it's just way too much. And these aren't even like optimized. When they're more optimized, even Staff Orb has potential to be higher than 10 million. But it won't be as close as Crossbow. The synergy is just insane. So keep that in mind. Basically, the Orb is the new Crossbow. If you use Orb in your build, your minimum A to S tier. Okay, so other builds, Crossbow Dagger. This was basically the king of PvE. This was at the top. And then we have Wand Crossbow. Also kinda same level as Crossbow Dagger, or better sometimes, depending on the fight, but this got nerfed. The curse is capped at 15 seconds. Should still be strong, but it should be at the bottom of S. Same with Wand stuff. And then we have Star Crossbow. So these four. And then the next A tier, GS Spear, GS Dagger, Spear Dagger, Bow Crossbow. And below A tier, basically, we don't really consider them as DPS. There are off-meta builds that uses crossbow like GS Crossbow, GS Staff, Crossbow Spear. But general consensus is that you don't really play off-meta builds. You're more likely to get kicked in like group contents. So these are the meta builds. Now I added bow staff as well here because they're one of the most popular class. Their own DPS is very low. Average 4 million. If lucky, just higher than 4 million. But in an ideal comp, your 6-man party comp, your second bow DPS is needed. So then, first priority is taking a crossbow bow in your party. If you don't find the crossbow bow, you take the bow staff. Because the second deadly marker, well, deadly marker on its own basically increases each member's DPS by like 20-30%, roughly. So, if you consider synergy tier list, Scout goes up and bow staff goes up. But yeah, for its own DPS, is that. So, using this tier list, best 6-man comp is SNSGS for tank, of course. The only tank in the game. You don't want anything else. Wand bow. You still need wand bow as a healer. And then scout. Bow crossbow. These are staple. And then you can just stack 3 crossbow orbs. These are the pure DPS. Because the DPS is ridiculous right now, it makes sense to just stack them. But usually, you have one more spot for synergy. So the group is missing a staff. So it can be staff wand. Staff has AoE party buff. You don't want to put bow staff there because we already have a second bow. Or gladiator. GS spear. Having second GS is also really good. GS spear is good DPS on its own. Spear also gives party buff. But you don't even need the synergy at the moment with how much DPS Crossbow Orb can dish out. So this has to get adjusted, otherwise everyone will be playing Crossbow Orb, and if you're not playing Crossbow Orb, you're gonna get kicked from the group. But like these perfect comms are only required for sweaty contents, the endgame PvE content like Nightmare Raid or high tier dimension trials. Anything below, you play one of these, you're fine. Anything other than these two, so your matchmaking, tier 1 trial farm, hard mode, normal mode, raid, you can pug that now as well. As long as you play these meta build, you're fine. If you play off meta build, you get frowned upon. You know, you're less likely to not get invited. More likely to not get invited. It is what it is.